Okay, going to give this a try, but not sure how it's going to work as it's very hot in my shed studio thing. I'm using A1 Creatives Graphite, which is a 1 part liquid, 2 parts powder. It also comes with a little tub that you dust your mould first. I'm using the A1 Creatives Owl Mould again. Be careful with this as it is dust, and as you possibly can see, I'm not sure if you can, it will fluff up in the air. And you don't really want to be breathing it in. So yeah, you basically dust this into your mould, as little or as much as you want. Try not to have big clumps of it, because that will lose some of the detail in some of your moulds. But the more you use, the shinier the effect you will get, because after this has been cast, you then want to give it a polish when it is fully cured. Well, I say fully cured, you can do it. It cures firm enough to release from the mould within an hour, well, just over an hour potentially, depending on the heat. Probably be cured really quick today because it is super hot in here. But we do say that it takes 24 hours to fully cure to its maximum strength, but you can polish this before the 24 hours. Because as I say, when you release it, it's pretty firm anyway at that point. So yeah, dust the mould thoroughly. You can tap out any excess if you wish, or you can leave it and hope you get a nice extra shiny bits and stuff. I'm try and get it at the sides of the moulds as well. You can use this in any moulds. Well, I say any moulds, your silicone and plastic moulds, and it won't stick. I do find that with some of the plastic moulds, like the Stamperia ones, the powder doesn't attach itself as well as it does with the silicone. You can still use it, no problem, but with this it does sort of, you can be more precise and it stays in place. I didn't clean my mould very well. So yeah, I might lose a little bit of detail in some places because I have left it a bit bunched up. Now do I do some on the moon? Might do some on that bit. Oh no, I'll do the whole thing. Oh, we'll have a little bit of shading. Just a bit of shading, eh? Or not. Oh, I don't know. Decisions. I'm not good at decisions. But as always, if you don't like how it turns out, you can paint over it. So it's not a problem. I want to be careful on that bit because the star detail on this is not as deep as some of the other detail, so I don't really want to fill it with too much dust because I will end up losing that detail, and I don't want to do that. Oh, I should have cleaned this mould better. You don't have to clean your moulds really, but when you're getting little bits of stuff in it. Okay, I think that will have to do because it's just getting hotter and hotter by the second in here. And much as you can use A1 in the heat, you have to be super quick and I do find that some varieties of it, especially the darker ones, do set quicker. It's like a thicker mix in the first place. And as I like to mess about brushing it in, it's not good in the heat. Right, so scales on. I didn't do the maths for this, so we'll just see how much I get filled. Okay, shake the bottle, and I'm gonna go for 40. What did I say? It's 1 part liquid and 2 parts powder. And this is one that has a lovely little nozzle. Well, all the little bottles do. You can buy A1 in bigger bottles. You just have to be more careful because it doesn't have this, can you see that little nozzly thing, little hole for easy pouring. Right, 40 I said. Which is about the maximum these little cups like to take. Any more than that, and it's hard work mixing it. Okay, so that's gone to 41, never mind. Right, 2 parts powder, so that would be 82, wouldn't it? So total 123. Well, that's what I'm saying anyway. Let's hope I'm right. 4, 8, 12. Yeah. And then the extra 1 times 3. Yeah. Whoa, nearly spilled it everywhere then. So that's 106. If I had a brain, I could be dangerous. Is that what they say? Numbers, just no good with me. 21. 23. I said 23, didn't I? 1, 2, 3. I think that's what I said. We'll soon find out. Okay, so with that there, we'll have that there, and then we'll mix this up. And I'll use that one that I've used for a dark one. As you can see, it's very full. Well, I hope you can see that it's very full. So you need to be careful that you're not fluffing the powder up and breathing it in. So a bit of a slow mix first. It soon drops down, so you probably could do a bigger mix, but I don't like going much more than 120 in these cups. But I do love these cups, as I've said before, silicone cups. Easy to clean, easy to mix about the right amount, and great for flaking off pieces. For extra texture, great to flake it so you know that it's set correctly if you don't want to risk trying to take it out of the mould too soon. But yeah, as I said before, should be cured in the mould around 45 minutes. I generally like to leave it about an hour. If it's more delicate, I'll leave it 2 or 3 hours just to give it that extra little bit. But these moulds you really don't need to. It should be fine in an hour, and like I say, in this heat that we've got today, it'll set even quicker, cure even quicker. Set, cure, same thing, isn't it? So yeah, mix it in till it's nice and smooth, no lumps. Make sure you've got all the powder around the outsides. Okie dokie, I think I will try that. Try and scrape some off there, just because and all that. And turn that around, can you see that? I don't know if you can see it, I think you can. Okay, so I've managed to drop some bits in my mould, but never mind. Be okay. Bit of texture. Doesn't matter. Right, the sun's moving around and getting onto my mould there, which is just going to heat my mould up even more. Right, I do like to use a brush to put it in the detail, but when I've used powder I want to be careful because I really don't want to move the powder too much. I don't want it to just disappear inside the mix, I want it on the surface because I want the shiny finish. So I'm just going to very slightly, I'm not properly going down to the base like I normally would. It'll help get rid of a few of the air bubbles, well, air bubbles, trapped air, but hopefully not disturb my coating too much. Okay, I will just give that a little bit of a summit, and then I ought to give that a bit of a rinse, but I've left my thing in the sun. Not good. Then the border bit that's white, that is left over from some white stone that I cast yesterday, but that's fine, it's totally set. Let's give that a tap, move that out of the way, give that a tap. Oh look, another piece has just jumped in. Never mind. Yeah, that's set, and because it's set it's breaking off. I should have filled that up first really, to keep it in place. But it's fine, it'll all add to texture on another project if it does all come out. So we'll get a bit of the detail off it as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I think I've disturbed most of the air bubbles, but I'm hoping because of the dusted coat I put in first, that will help me get all the detail anyway, without any air trapped. Okay, so I know that this takes more, and I know that it's going to be setting before I even get another batch mixed up. So I've got to be careful, because once it does start setting you do not want to move your mould. Some people call this resin, it is not a resin. It does not work like other resins. You cannot move your mould. Well, you can, but very carefully, because if you bend it, twist it, it's going to start cracking, and then apart from glue afterwards, you can't bring it back. It will be a broken piece, which, as I've said many a time before, it still makes for great art. You don't have to bin it, you can still use it. You can put it back in the mould and try and sort of do another pour over it to try and get into the cracks to set it together, but that is awkward, but not impossible. I have done it. But yeah, I would advise not moving your mould once it's started. And I can see a bit of a skin going over it at the minute, but it isn't solid yet. And when I say solid, I don't mean like solid cured. I mean like, you know, getting there. So I'm still safe giving it a little bit of a wiggle. But I'm pretty sure I can't do that in a minute when I've mixed another batch. And if you can see on the moon, that's already, well, not the moon, the sky bit next to it, that's already set. But it was very thin, very thin layer. Okay, so mix another little quick batch. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've got things underneath my scales, that's not very clever. I'll zero it. Right, so I will go for 20 liquid. Liquid, 1 part liquid, 2 parts powder, so 40 powder, so that makes 60 in total. Super quick maths there for you. Uh, 55, 57, 60. Oops, sorry. Wiped the camera. Okay. So yeah, 60 is very low in the cup. Yeah, mix it in. I have got it written down the exact amount to fill this whole mould, but I can't remember offhand. It is about 150, I think. Not sure. No, that can't be right, can it? Because that's 120 I've already put in, and I'm just mixing another 60 now. Uh-oh. I will put it on my Facebook soon, the exact amount that you need to fill the mould completely. But it is a lovely A5 mould, and the pieces slot together with other moulds from A1 Creatives, so it is all mix and match. A little bit more in those edge bits. It's quite a deep mould, so it does cast well and is pretty strong, but as those neck bits are a little bit I guess thin would be the word. They're not thin as in the depth. Narrow might be the better word, I guess. Oh, let me get them bits because they're getting into the sun. They will cure much quicker. And like I say, you know, dark things do soak up the sun anyway, but this is a slightly thicker mix as well than the ivory. I'd say not impossible to use in hot weather. And does make waiting for it to cure even quicker, because obviously you can pour this, go and prep a canvas or a box or whatever project you're doing, and then when you take this out of the mould you can attach it to your project. Yes, it's not at its full strength, but it's tough enough to glue onto something or start painting. Which, this graphite is another one that I don't like to paint. It is a gorgeous finish. It looks very much like the oh, what do you call them? The computer generated images that you see of the moulds that everyone's like, oh, that's a stunning cast, and it's like, well, it's not actually a cast. It's the computer generated. I want to say artist render, but I'm not sure that's right. But yeah, basically that lovely grey picture you see before moulds are made. Or in some cases that's how they advertise them on the website for sale, even though that's not the mould that you're buying. It's just the picture that gets sent to the factory to then make the blank from. It gets put into a computer and then the computer does its magic. So that is nowhere near done, and it'll probably break when I take the rest of it out, but that's okay, I don't mind. And I think I might have to leave it at that for now and come back in an hour-ish to take it out of the mould. Probably just should have put that excess into there, shouldn't I? Never mind. I'll fill that up later. There we go. Any of this overspill will easily come off. I'm not going to now because I can see that it really is starting to want to set, and I really don't want to disturb it anymore now because I am at risk of cracking it if I disturb it too much now, because there is a proper film over the top of it now, and I do think that's a common mistake that people make, moving the mould when it's started to cure, and then they wonder, they think they've got the mix wrong, which they haven't necessarily got the calculations wrong for the mix. It is just that they've moved it too soon. So there we go, leave it for an hour. I will see you in a bit. Okay, so it's been just over an hour, and it's really super hot in this shed studio, whatever you want to call it now. Right, so if you've seen this before, super quality moulds, really flexible, and it just comes out really easily. And there we have a lovely finish, which as always these bits just come off really easily. Now let me see, I didn't think of bringing that in with me, that was silly. Right, let me take these out first. Okay, so moon, just a couple of little places where I didn't, there's either an air bubble or a bit too much dust. And there we go. Yeah, a few air bubbles in that as well. I just needed to bang it a bit more. I was just concerned that with the heat and it was setting so quick, I just wanted to get it poured. Okay, so now all I need is, there's one, a towel of some form, a duster, a towel, whatever. And I don't know if you'll see this on camera, you might do, I can see it straight away. You give it a bit of a polish over, and can you see the shine disappearing. Really simple and easy to do, and as I say, it then gives you that beautiful finish that a lot of people try and get from the computer generated images that a lot of shops use to sell the mould, instead of showing the actual mould or the finished cast. But this is one very easy way of doing it without needing any paints, any waxes or anything. The A1 Graphite, it's just beautiful, and I hope you can see why I'm reluctant to add any paints or anything to it. It just doesn't need it, just a bit of a polish, and that brings out, enhances the detail beautifully. It's gorgeous, love it. I do struggle if someone asks me which is my favourite A1. I really do struggle. I love the graphite, I love the white stone, I love the iron. They're just such unique, different finishes that you just don't get from other casting products. It's not that tacky, plasticky feel that you get from resin. It's, as I say, although some would refer to it as an acrylic resin, if you check the dictionary definition of resin, this is not, it's not flammable, it's heat resistant, whereas resin is flammable. It's just an excellent product. Like I say, heat resistant, so brilliant for coasters, candle holders, all sorts. Let's see that there, maybe. I'm not getting the angle quite right, am I? I think you can see it shining, I think. I hope you can anyway. And I didn't put quite as much dust in this one, although I think I ended up putting a bit more in than I was planning on doing. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to cast the rest of this as well to make it a complete piece. Because so far I don't think I've made the owl in graphite, and I do think it will look beautiful as a complete, even though, like I say, you can just use elements in a project. You can mix and match them together with the other A1 moulds, but yeah, beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it's encouraged you to try the A1 Creatives Graphite and the gorgeous A1 Creatives mould. If you need details on where to buy them, just contact me and I'll be happy to point you in the right direction for your country as to where you can get the products from. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe, always helpful. And I will be back with another video soon. Thanks. Bye.